You miss someone, and this person becomes everything to you in a matter of time. You can't resist the butterflies that comes dancing in your stomach when you talk to them, and you can't explain the reason for your wide smile whenever you are around them. You begin to imagine the future with them. I begin to involve them in your plans until everything goes down the drain and you guys go back to being strangers. Sad, right? The truth is, it is difficult to move on like you never had feelings. While this is as easy as ABC to some people, it is difficult for others, especially if they had genuine feelings for this person. Moving on takes time. I guess we all know that though. It is not as easy as it sounds, especially if you are finding it difficult to let go of this person. It could take weeks, months, and in some cases years to move on from your ex. Moving on does not mean having a rebound to distract yourself from the pain due to your past relationships. Moving on basically means going on with your life and not hanging on to your past relationship. To move on from your ex quickly, you should allow yourself to feel the pain and let go of your feelings. Open yourself fully to whatever emotion you are feeling. Acknowledge the pain and cry if need be. Holding back or bottling up your emotions will only make it worse. If you put a lid on a boiling pot, the contents will rise to the top and spill over. This applies to human beings. If you keep pushing down your emotions or bottling them up, one day you will explode or let your feelings out angrily, which you might eventually regret later. The first step in the healing process is to acknowledge and accept your feelings. The second step is taking to somebody. It could be a therapist or a trusted friend. As the old saying goes, a problem shared is a problem solved. Talking to someone about your feelings could lead to emotional relief. Keeping things to yourself is not the best because it can lead to depression. Letting go of all your worries and just talking to a trusted person will make you feel better. Most times the person would have experienced the same thing, so he or she would be able to relate, and this would make you feel better. The third step is engaging in extracurricular activities. You should try as much as possible not to be alone. This would only make you think about your ex more often than you should, which would definitely make you sad. Try to do things you love. Go out with friends, meet new people. Hit the gym, take a stroll in a serene environment to clear your head. Learn a new sport. Try not to be idle so that there would be no room for you to think about this person. It is impossible to suddenly stop thinking about your ex, but when you are engaged or busy with something, you might have less time to think about him or her. The fourth step is to forgive this person. You have to make a decision to forgive this person no matter what. According to efficiency, the fourth is 32. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ forgave you. If God forgives you anytime you sin, then who are you in order to forgive someone? No matter how much pain the person caused you, just forgive the person and learn from it. Forgiving your ex is a huge step you take if you want to be able to heal. Even if you move on without forgiving this person, you become bitter towards this person, and it turns to hatred. 1 John chapter 2 verse 9, whoever says he is in the light and hates his brother is still in darkness. Whoever says is in the light and hates his sister is still in the darkness. You should replace your anger and hatred with gratitude. No matter what happened, nobody is perfect and everybody makes mistakes. Hating your ex and talking bad about him or her every time only shows that depression still has hold over you. Replace this negative energy with a positive one and learn from the experience you had. When you do not forgive others, it brings bondage to your soul. When we experience Christ's forgiveness, we receive peace, and to retain this peace, we must forgive others. Remember, the forgiving others also means forgiving yourself. Louis Mee says, to forgive you, to set a prisoner free and discover that a prisoner was you. The next step is for you to talk to God. God has the answer and solution to everything. You should talk to God in all endeavors of your life, even after a breakup. First of all, you need the grace of God to forgive this person, and you also need His grace to heal. The truth is, you can't. You cannot do this on your own. No matter how hard you try, you cannot do it on your own. Without God, you will always struggle. Knowing God and involving God in everything just brings peace to you. Forgiving someone who hurt you is not so easy. And that is why you need the grace of God to do it. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 10. And after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to his eternal glory in Christ, will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. So it is important to know that God will restore you, confirm you, strengthen, and establish you. And the next step is to recognize that there is someone out there for you. The only thing is, you haven't just realized they don't met the person yet. Just because you are single now doesn't mean you will be single forever. A popular saying goes, there is a man for every woman and a woman for every man. It may be difficult for you to accept this, because you probably thought your ex was the perfect one for you. When you are going through a painful breakup, it is hard to imagine that you would ever find someone else. But relationships end for good reasons, and maybe you two weren't just right for each other. Everything happens for a reason, and God knows best. Now, most importantly, we should have it at the back of our minds that we do not have to be in a relationship to feel complete. We are complete by God and ourselves, and relationships shouldn't be there to complete you. The final step is finding yourself again. Who were you before you met this person? What were the things you loved? What were the things you loved doing before you got into a relationship? When you get into a relationship, it becomes we and not I. Because you would have to involve this person in almost all your plans. It is not uncommon to lose yourself when you are in a relationship. This is why you need some time to think about who you were and where you want to be in the future. Make time for yourself and think of which can grow yourself physically, spiritually, mentally, rather than being stuck in a particular spot.